hand it off or throw it. They will look for the throw, but the hit timed up. Stick with the goal line set. Winters leads the way, and Barry through 44 this time. Through and through, not much zone. As they throw it, it's through the diving defender. As we roll out, it's open here for Young as he dives in. He takes the hit. At the 17 here, quick blitz down the middle. Stockton is back again to eventually send some extra guys. As we slip the tackles. He slips another and in. Could be a really good option. He gets the step. It's placed out by Young, and Faust is in the end zone. They're bringing some pressure here. Get this one, a bad choice. Young forced it. As we need someone to go to here. Towards the sideline, it's picked again, Joey Porter Jr. Coverage quickly, right down the seam, and they find Pickens, who stays on his feet. That's gonna be a touchdown, Steelers. We just need a bit of a push, and Barry will walk it in. We are not playing clean second halves, and we have a handful of games to get that fixed before playoffs arrive. And coming off yet another game in which saw our offense struggle massively in the second half. First half looked really solid, 21 points, though we only managed a touchdown in the second half. The Steelers ended up coming back in that one as we gave up over 300 receiving yards and nearly found the winner. Luckily, we ended up getting that at the end. But that continues a streak of games here of late, while the streaks are all wins, where our offense is struggling late. The only time we really haven't had that problem has been against the Saints, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs. Every other game, yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for our offense in the second half, and I feel like that comes down to just running too similar of plays. Now, we are going to be playing against a similar opponent today in the Saints. This is going to be our second meeting against them, and the first one was a blowout dominant win, 43-28, and I would love to see our offense get back to this kind of scoring. But of course, as we typically do, we have some injuries coming into this one. 2 practice injuries. Quincy McCullough, he strained his quad, so he's going to be out. That's going to bring out Victor Dimukeji, who's been fantastic when he's had to be a spot starter. Clifton injured last game. He's out for the next few. And then Jameek Ball, one of the backup running backs, he had a sprained ACL this week in practice, so he will be out. Though the Saints are also missing a couple guys. Unfortunately for one of their young guys, rookie and Blair Hawkinson, he tore his ACL, so his season is done. Maybe we'll be back in time for next season. On top of that, they're missing their young receiver in Jamie Cruz. Hip pointer, looks like a practice injury. But for us, this is a pretty big game. One, because the sweep is in line here, but also the Saints, they're 4-9. We could easily look past them, but we need to make sure we pick up wins, as the Falcons are sitting right behind us, also 9-4. And as we take a look at the playoff picture here, we currently sit 3rd. Now, the Cowboys, we've beat this year, so if we could get at least even on record, we would get ahead of them. And I don't believe we played against the Vikings, though we have played against NFC North teams, so perhaps we face them soon. And indeed, that would be the case. Week 17. So we've got a lot of key games here late on this season. Let's jump into the Saints one and try to get our offense rolling. Get this road game underway as we are off looking for the touchback for Bryce Young and the offense to head on out. It hasn't been a problem to start these games. It's been a problem in the second half of these games. So first half should be as usual as we find Chuba Hubbard down the middle. He shakes in between a couple defenders. Good blocks there from Bateman and the rest of the whole entire team, getting us up to the 43. Now, it was in that last game where we saw really all aspects of this offense really come together. On the ground, through the air, everyone got involved, and that's kind of what we're looking to see more of today as we find Bateman. He gets the catch, first down. And while I love Paulson Adebo, we picked on him a good bit last time, and we may look to do a little bit more of that in this one as he come out with a tight shotgun look here. See if we could find someone open. No, not really. A throw out of a sack. But one thing we are definitely going to try to focus on today is just changing up the looks a lot. A lot of different play calls, a lot of different formations. As the ball's on the ground, Faust gets onto it. Chuba Hubbard nearly coughing one up. Well, technically he did, but luckily not a turnover. Will leave us with a 3rd and 4 as we got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Got a couple stop routes sitting underneath, and I'm not sure Bateman even saw that ball coming his way. The offense is going to stay aggressive here. 4th and 4, they stay on out. Tight set, single back, as we will look to throw once again. Another short one is broken up by Pete Werner. Saints will force the turnover on downs. And overall, a pretty interesting decision early on, as we were definitely in field goal range there for Ford. As it's a throw to start off for the Saints, a short catch for Lockett. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he was injured out of the previous matchup, as well as I think Olave. They really only had Jamie Cruz as they go Algier, who just punches through one of our defenders. I believe that was Victor Dimukeji, who's going to be coming off this right side of the defense. 1st and 10 into plus territory. They go back to Algier, and Hodgins takes away the legs. He continues to just make plays on both run stopping as well as in coverage, even though he's very much just a cover style back. But they find their tight end, picking up a nice gain down to the 28. Not sure what it is about those tight end wheel routes, but we definitely struggle against those Falcons. They definitely have hit a few of those on us. As they go back to Algier, gonna be a decent gain before Stockton and Edwards combine for the stop. Of course, Edwards coming off a game in which he had the breakout opportunity, but due to injury, he was forced to play a lot of different spots for us. Ended up not getting that breakout as Stockton gets the tackle at the line. But while Edwards did not get the breakout, he was still an instrumental part of us getting that win last week. Really came through for us having to move to corner. 3rd and short, they go downfield. Newsome back this week, getting the pick down at the 2. Tried to find Algier there. Newsome's just too good for that. And that was definitely something we missed last week, again, with all those yards we'd given up. Offense heads out backed up here. We look for a strong run down the middle, though. Chuba maybe getting a couple. Honestly, not a whole lot of room. Will be a gain of 2. We bring out Barry here, try to get to the outside. Winters motions over. Just got to seal the edge here. Provide some space for Barry, and he will find the edge. Sprinting down the sideline, adding a little truck stick there at the end. That's a lot more space. Gain of 27. Just a nice change of pace back there between Hubbard and Barry. Gotta love it. We spread wide here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left on 1st and 10. See if we can get this to Bateman, and hits just through his hands. Linebacker got just enough. Though those shoulder pads, those are interesting. 2nd and 10, still at the 30. Single back set this time. See if we can find something downfield as we have to roll across. Bateman, the switch happens downfield, and Lattimore nearly came away with it. Great job of communicating down the field for the Saints DBs. Leaving us with a 3rd and long, in which we try to go Chuba Hubbard, but it's a big hit. Milton Williams destroys Young on that one. Luckily, it's not a penalty. But once again, we are forced to punt away. Saints defense starting off really good here. They start at the 33 for their next drive, looking to throw the ball, gets the deep in, but through the hands and a little bit of some extra contact there, cleans it up. And in rivalry games, you can expect some big hits to come. We've already seen a good few here. 2nd and 10, Saints come out spread empty. We send a little bit of a blitz. They go across the middle, diving. Catch, it's Lockett, as now Hodgins a little bit shaken up. Looked like it might be some sort of chest or rib injury. That's going to bring out Hartwell. Hopefully we hear good news for Hodgins soon. But it's 1st and 10. They go back to their tight end in black, though through his hands. Stockton breaks it up. And it would actually be very quick good news. Hodgins back out there. They're saying muscle cramps. Apparently he just did too many ab workouts before this game. As Algier has space to the outside, though a beautiful stop there by Edwards in open space. We'll end up forcing a 3rd and 1. Single back set, tight look here as they try to go down the middle. Algier stretches it. He buys some time and buys some space, though he's shaken up following. Looks like it might be some form of a shoulder injury. He's actually going to head off the field. That's going to bring out A.J. Dillon in his place. Algier was injured in the previous matchup as well. So both sides having to deal with some early injury in this one. Just a couple more plays at best here left in the first quarter as it's through the hands of Black. He heard the footsteps. It's either that or he just doesn't have great hands across the middle. One of the two. 3rd and 3 here. They go 2 spread either side. Schmidt looking to throw. Got a couple drag routes, and he will find one of them. Number 11 coming across, picking up that first down. That is Wilcox bringing us to the end of the first quarter. Again, one of their younger receiver options. I want to say same draft class as Cruz. And both of which were actually on our board. We just ended up deciding to go in a different direction, but they go back to Wilcox, and it's a lot more than a first down here. It's the first points of the game. Come on the first play of the second quarter. Saints take the lead. Well, offense, we talked about how good you've been in the first half of games. Haven't seen it in this one. Time to step up. 1st and 10, we start at the 27. Safeties are kind of sunk here, so let's see if we can maybe get over the top or get this one out quickly to Chuba Hubbard as they sent the blitz. Will be a first down, and let's turn up the heat here. Go a little bit of some no huddle. Try to get down the field quickly. Again, just that single high safety. As we tried to go back to Chuba. Offensive line not quite holding up here. Young has started just 2 of 8, and not entirely due to just bad throws, but some miscommunication and some just really good play from the pass rush. Chuba will pick up 4 on second, leaving 3rd and 6. And honestly, it feels like we've got to find ourselves a chunk play as we got 2 spread either side here. Chuba Hubbard going out on a route, and down the middle, it's thrown straight at Metellus rather than Bateman, who had the defender beat. So the offensive woes will continue as the defense having to come back out here. They start deep at the 11 at least. Looking to get down the middle. A.J. Dillon will find a gain of 4 before Cash meets him. Defense at least not off to too bad of a start. Just gave up really one good drive in this one. We already have taken out one of their running backs as they go A.J. Dillon back here again. Just kept the legs moving. That is a powerful first down run. And that's honestly something I expect our defense to stop a whole lot better than that. 1st and 10 up to the 21, though still a lot of yardage in front of them as we nearly, get the sack, nearly get the pick with Edwards. Still waiting for the first one for the rookie, but the coverage has been improving each and every game. 2nd and 10 to look for a deep shot here. Hodgins in good position, but Olave comes down with it. Honestly, just need to do a better job here of attacking the ball in this one. We could have at least 2 to 3 picks at this point. As Dillon down the middle, slowed down by Grover Stewart. And kind of on the talk of the theme that leads the last 2 games of trying to get our offense moving, break the streak of bad play. We've also had a streak of not having all of our starters for the defensive line, as that's a great stop again by Edwards. He may not have got his breakout last game, but he's looking really good here. 3rd and 7, a chance to get off the field. As they will look to throw. Got a couple drag routes coming across. Make sure they don't get anyone leaking downfield, and they will end up throwing it away. Finally, defense gets a good stop. Now offense, come on now. I know we've faced this Saints team quite often. We know each other well, and rivalries typically bring out the best in each other. But still, we need some plays here as Young looks to scramble. It's actually the first play I think he hasn't been hit in quite a while. As we go hurry up here, we're going to flip it though. Send the receivers to the left, tight ends over to the right-hand side as everyone is sucked down to that right side. Maybe see if Thomas can get over the top here. A little bit of space towards that sideline though. Too shallow for the safety, though they say he didn't catch it in bounds. I'm not all too sure I agree with that call, but I'll have to stick with it for now. 3rd and 2, we got an RPO dialed up. Thomas does look interesting, but we'll keep it with Chuba, looking for the cutback lane, and he will get it. Just feels like this offense needs that big play to spark some life here. We come out 2 spread to the left, Faust to the right. See if we can find some guys downfield perhaps, as Young just steps up, avoids the rush, looking for some space. Chuba helps knock the ball out. The Saints take over in plus territory. That's where you've just got to do a better job, and that is entirely there on Chuba. You can't run into your quarterback while he's scrambling, forcing him into a Debo. Though, of course, as a Stanford fan, I've got to give some credit there to a Debo. Great play. Stood up the cornerback and ripped it out as they go back to A.J. Dillon. Castaneda there to get the stop. But right now, definitely feels like we're beating ourselves rather than the Saints just outperforming us. 2nd and 7. They got 3 to the right-hand side as they will go to Wilcox. Breaks through Hodgins' tackle. Edwards there to clean it up, but they're down to the 15. Just need some bigger plays here from the defense to help combat the bad play from the offense. As there we go. First sack, though that looked oddly close to a fumble. Ref swears that the knee was down, though, so it'll be 2-minute warning instead, as it was by no means a forward pass, that is for sure. 2nd and 17 now. They're at the 22. No pass rush this time. They go back to Wilcox. He's been a heavy target in this one. But it would be great if the defense can at least force a field goal off of yet another first half turnover for us. 3rd and 11. Spread empty look. Schmidt eventually is going to have to snap the ball. There we go. Now we've got some action downfield, and he misses Black. Well, actually had a pretty decent amount of space there. But instead it will be Aubrey out for the Saints to try to widen their lead to 2 scores, and right down the middle it will. And so far this game looking basically the opposite of the previous matchup. All defense and a little bit of Saints offense as Young looks to scramble here, buying some time, buying some space, picking up the first down. We have 3 timeouts remaining this half. Make sure we use them wisely as they do walk down the safety. Gonna have to make a couple audibles here, a couple checks. Gonna have Chuba Hubbard sit back for a little bit before he goes out on his route as we have Boston deep downfield. Finally, we hook up for the big play on offense. The rookie in Boston flips the field to the opposite 20, 48 seconds still. Let's send Bateman on the slant, try to draw down some of these defenders, find out early if we're gonna have Chenault, which we are not. So quick check down Chuba, who gets picked up. Quick stop there from Metellus. And that leaves us now less than 30 seconds in this half, as we're going to try to go with the draw, though they sent the blitz. Great timing. We'll call our first timeout. That one just very much looked like a play that you get against a rival. You see often. They knew exactly what we were going with there. Chenault gets the inside, though it's too far downfield. But in a shocking move, the offense staying out there. We could definitely take the field goal here, go into half just down a touchdown, but clearly they're looking for more as it's up for a tight end in the back. They say that's not a catch, and it's inside 2 minutes. We cannot review. At least nothing official, that is. And okay, going quick, really hard to tell. It's all coming down to this first foot. Where is that? Maybe over the line. Ball not in yet. And as he catches it, I don't know. That is extremely close. But I see maybe a blade of green there. That might have been a touchdown. But instead, no booth review, and it's a turnover on downs. We come away with no points. Really disappointing there as Dillon nearly found the edge. That will take us to halftime. A very, very disappointing showing there from our offense. Fantastic play from the Saints defense, but we've got next to nothing going. And honestly, with the play from the offense, we're lucky right now it is just 10-0. Defense has done pretty well. But as we look around the league, an important game for us. Falcons did get the win today behind 4 touchdowns from Ritter. 28-21 over the Buccaneers, putting pressure on us to find a way to get the win here this second half. Not a game in division though. Seahawks, they're playing against one of their rivals in the Rams, 10-0, and it's Jordan Love, the new quarterback of the Rams. As for our last update here at halftime, we have the Chiefs versus the Chargers, and it's a close battle there, 7-3. Chargers up in this one, they're 5-8. The opposite for the Chiefs at 8-5. But as we get our second half underway here, it's going to be our defense out first, and we need some big plays right off the get-go. Down 10-0, shut out in the first half. That has not happened, at least in a good while. I mean, as we've mentioned, beginning of this episode, beginning of last episode, it's been the second half where our offense has struggled. We're going to have the opposite today. All second half offense as it's 3rd and inches as Black hauls in the pass. Though I'm banking on them going with a run. A.J. Dillon, he's been pretty good down the middle today. And that's exactly where they look to go. Hodgins and Stockton meet him in the backfield. Defense will pull off the 3 and out. Now, how about our offense? Show your defense some love. Do something here with your first drive. As Young swallowed up, he fumbles it, and it literally gets kicked up to Carl Granderson. It's a touchdown. That's not how you pay back your defense. That's the opposite of it. And it's honestly another play that arguably should have been flagged. Brissy took 2 forearms to the face of Young, which definitely helped cause that fumble. But can we make it up here? No! Ball comes up short for Boston. Really nothing working well in this one. Young has only completed 4 passes up to this point. As we look to go Chuba Hubbard here, get some space to the outside. Faust once again. Can we stop running into our own players with the ball? It's almost as if this team has never played a game of football, even though we're on, like an 8-game win streak? You think we got some things dialed in. As it's underthrown, Savage with the pick. The offense has fallen off the rails. I mean, obviously, Young, no trust in his offensive line right now, but I don't think the receivers have much trust in Young to deliver a ball anyway. Good stop there from Hodgins. At least the defense is making plays. You could even see Castaneda and McCoy just frozen there following that hit. 2nd and 10, no gain there on first. Quick throw across the middle, Newsome knocks it away. And honestly, this game hasn't seen a whole lot of good from either quarterback. Schmidt, 11 of 20. So I think everyone around 50% or less on their completion percentage. As it's downfield, Newsome gets his 2nd pick. Can that be the spark we needed? Try to find some space, but it runs out. But the offense could head out just shy of midfield, and we need a touchdown stat. Well, the question becomes, how do we get it? Nothing has worked so far in this one. As we look for Chuba Hubbard, setting up the halfback screen, try to find some blocks, bouncing to the outside, a stiff arm on Metellus, a late hit. Once again, no flag. Saints getting away, but a lot of contact. That being both late there and a lot on Young. Single high safety, we've got to make him pay for just going single high. Get this one up for Faust, tall receiver, does not make the play. Coming down, Lattimore knocks it out. So close yet so far. As again, they walk down everyone here. Maybe a little bit of some play action. Try to get Boston coming across perhaps, as that's where we would have to go. But Pete Werner with another big hit on Young. All right, now just not protecting our quarterback whatsoever. They're bringing a lot of pressure as well. Got to make him pay for it on one of these. Get that over the top of the linebacker. The throws are just all off today. But we could at least use with something here. Sitting on the logo. It's the field goal unit headed out. Try to make this a 2-touchdown game here. Ford with the leg. Made that one look easy. We've already been gifted 2 interceptions thanks to Newsome, but I think we have to ask for even more here from the defense. Can we get a defensive touchdown? That could be a big one, or Olave not even trying to catch passes. I will take that. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10 as they go spread to either side. Try to bring a little bit of an extra blitz this time. Stockton gets by the first guy, and somehow it just stays lofted, and Black shows the wheels. He is gone. And quickly, the 17-point lead turned to 14 grows to 21. I don't know how that pass, lofted as it was, did not get picked off, but now it's crunch time here, and we're just in the 3rd quarter. As we roll out the opposite way than we're supposed to, we find Boston picking up a first down here, but it's all go. Bryce Young just 6 completions on 20-plus throws. That is the state of this game right now. As we have Faust right across the middle, but it's just not even close. We need some big plays, get some chunks, a lot of yards quickly, but right now I'm not sure Young can get us that. As we look for the halfback screen here, it's a short gain. Let's get back to the line quickly then. Try to find something, maybe across the middle here. Single high safety, though they changed that to 2. Faust might find some space down the middle, though they don't bring the blitz. And Young just having to scramble for it here, sliding down first down. Let's get back to it. And we can change it up going with Chuba back in the backfield here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Just need some plays downfield. As Young looking to scramble, we'll pick up what we can. That's another late hit. Where is the flags? Right now, Saints is giving us all the tape to send to Roger Goodell, though would Goodell do anything besides just find them and give himself some money? Probably not. We roll, we find Chuba, who does not get out of bounds, stood up at the sideline. Adebo ends up cleaning it up. Back to the hurry-up offense here. If it works, it works. See if we can get anyone downfield. Or, once again, Young just scrambling, sliding down another first down gain. We're inside the 25. Rinse and repeat until we're in the end zone. Pete Werner looks like man on Boston. If we could put it up for him, though, that one is well off. So it just seems like all passes further than 20, honestly even 15, we're just not going to get accurate ones today. As we get Chuba Hubbard out on the halfback screen, speeds away from 1. A good tackle comes in from number 30. As we get back to the line quickly here, need the first down. Okay, they're changing things up a little bit. We're going to change up our play as well. See if we can find Bateman. Not enough time to throw. Bentley with the hit. But honestly, we need more than field goals right now. Even in the 3rd quarter, offense stays out. All the tight ends, 1 receiver. Just need to get this to him, but it's through Boston's hands. Saints are playing out of their minds. Or at least their defenses. Their offense, they've missed a lot of opportunities. We've gotten good plays off and just have not been able to make them pay. As that is through the hands of Lockett. We've just got to make some plays happen here. A little over a quarter left. We're down 21 points. Pick 6 would look lovely. Pressure, no, out. Caught this time by Lockett as he's looking to speed away. Cash trying to find the angle, and at least we'll slow him down, but it's a massive gain. The opposite 5. Not sure what happened in practice this week, but it does not look like we came ready to play whatsoever. As they're looking to throw here, 1st and goal. They flood one side. They got everyone sitting over there, though coming back for it. Toe tapping. That would be a touchdown if this stands. But it will not. Holding will take it back. That was one we desperately needed. Now let's make them pay, defense. Let's force a turnover here. As they go Dillon, he's going to find a little bit of some space, get back 5 lost yardage. Still leaves them -5 since getting down to the 5, but we hit the 4th quarter here, and we need a miracle. But is anyone going to be able to deliver that miracle? We start 2nd and goal at the 10. They look to throw, getting it outside, and bumped out Herbert at the 5. And honestly, forcing a field goal here, while it's better than a touchdown, not sure how much it actually ends up helping, as it will still be a large multitude down. As we do pick up the sack, at least it is Grover Stewart. But with this field goal, it would make it a 24-point game, meaning 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. And that's just what we're going to have. I hope Young got out all of his bad passes for the rest of the season, as they're coming out now with 3 safeties. They're not trying to give up anything, as Young just having to step up, because even with 3 safeties, they're still pass rush. We're just not prepared at all. Saints playing their best game of the season by far. We got this one out to Boston. That's a nice gain for us, up to the 45. But it's hurry up offense, get out of bounds as often as we can. We're going to need some stops on defense, and honestly, we might even need some onside kicks. Don't get out of bounds that time. We do go back to Boston. Get back to the line quickly here. Switch it up a little bit. Trying to get Hubbard to this left-hand side, going out on the halfback screen, which they don't cover all too well. Get some blockers out there. Chuba Hubbard sprint to the sideline, and maybe could argue for another late hit there. It's a little bit of a bang-bang kind of play, but still, they've gotten away with a lot of that. Single high safety once again. They've trusted their corners, and we have not made them pay yet, as Bateman holds on to that one down to the 1. Now, can we just quickly find the end zone here? Need that 2-point try as well. Not enough time to throw. Offense. Block. We have 5 of you who are paid to just do that. Please do it. 2nd and goal. Gonna have to roll here. We got Chenault. There we go. Finally, our first touchdown of the day. We need to triple it. Honestly, before we could even look to triple it, we need the 2-point. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Empty set here from Young, as we need to find something here. Pass rush. Keeps getting the job done. Young fought there, but he couldn't find the end zone. And that's going to make the rest of this one a lot harder. Saints start back at the 25. Need a quick stop here from our defense. Forced fumble would be great, or Dillon breaking off a big run right down the middle. Shepard and Chase drags him down at the opposite 25. When it rains, it pours, and boy is it pouring in this one. They go empty set here. Can we get a pick? That would be great. St. Just had good position for it, but then he ran behind the receiver. Will be a catch there for Wilcox. 2nd and 4. It's comical just how bad this team is playing, considering how good we've seen them play. Come up empty there on the swat. Dillon first down to the 6. And honestly, any of the good play the defense had in this kind of being overshadowed with some of their glaring mistakes, as Dillon walks in, erasing our touchdown. Well, does anyone have any late game heroics, mostly just stat padding in them? Can we find just something? Offensive line, can we not continually get beat by a 4 rush? I've seen too much of Milton Williams, Brissy, and a variety of their edge rushers in this one. We got some press coverage on the outside, though, here. Can anyone beat it? No, we can't. Well, Young, he's just going to look to scramble then. Take some hits, because why not? He's already taken plenty. He nearly stayed up on his feet there, though. That would have been at least a good highlight. As we change it up a little bit. Some play action. Not that we really need any of that. Get it up here for Boston. Ball just gets there in time. Werner with the big hit. But the Young tight end holds on to that one. Could have used the one closer to the end zone earlier in the game. That would have been great. As Young looking to step up here. Buy some time, buy some space, buy some yardage to the 26. Really just trying to salvage some respect in this one. See if we could wheel route Boston. We get beat on that so often, though. They cover that one pretty well, and at least that one over Savage's head. That's a positive. I mean, trying to maneuver the pocket today has just been impossible, that's for sure. See if we can find Hubbard towards the end zone. That'd be good for him, as he hasn't really done much in this one. No, again, it's a sack, as I was standing around multiple linemen not doing anything. I think that might be sack 500 in this game alone, as we will hit the 2-minute warning. I'm sure the coaches are going to have a field day looking at this tape. 2 spread either side, just sending everyone towards the end zone. Look for someone to make a play. Yeah, great play by Lattimore. Look for the back shoulder. They didn't have that connection. So instead, we got a 4th and 11 here at the 27. Because field goals, why would we go with those here? We got 2 to the left-hand side. See if we get this one over the top for Chenault. Flag is down, though I feel like it's not going to help us out. But I would finally be wrong. They finally call a penalty on the hits given to Young. Tryon Shoyinka with the late hit. Get this one up for Boston. Not Boston. Either way, it didn't go to any of our receivers. Lattimore gets the pick, and that will be the not even merciful. This is the dominant ending to this one. Only one team showed up today, and it was not the team wearing white and silver. Black and gold dominated throughout the entirety of this game. Took one of the top offenses in the league and made them ride the pine essentially the whole game. Nothing worked for our offense. Defense that made some plays here and there, but at the end of it, it wasn't good enough. Now, miraculously, we somehow put up 350 offensive yards in this one. Couldn't tell you how, because it didn't look like it out there. We had maybe 3-4 decent drives. We also gave up over 400 yards. But it really was just turnovers were a problem. Both teams had multiple, though. 4 is far worse than 2. But we just couldn't do anything. And I think the biggest note here is 38% completion. And that's not even all on Young. He missed some throws. That is for sure. But it really came down to our blocking. And they only credit 2 sacks in this game. That is how bad Madden's stats are for the offensive line. The blocking, yeah, it's bad. We could not sit in the pocket for much of any time. Aaron Schmidt even had a little bit of a problem with that, though not as much. His completion percentage, 57, and he looked way better than Young. Young had a 43.3 QBR. Awful. We weren't able to get much of any running going because we were forced to throw pretty early on. Even with that, Chuba Hubbard, 6.6 yards a carry, but Young ended up having to scramble more often than not. Great job by the Saints defense. And that puts us once again in a spot where we are chasing. Now, second in the division, and if we won that game, as the Falcons have here, we would have clinched the playoffs. That really sucks. The Saints, they're playing spoiler this year. That's all that they have left is to play spoiler. And hopefully we didn't just let them do that. In the rest of the NFC, Vikings clinch, Cowboys clinch, Falcons and Eagles. We are just outside of that group. Now, if the Falcons, if they start to drop some games, we can start to climb up. We face them in week 18. So that game now even bigger for the division lead and a more favorable seeding in the playoffs as long as we continue to play well. One of those remaining games is against the Vikings. The other is on the AFC side in the Bengals. And you actually have to scroll a decent little bit here. 6-8 Bengals, they're on the outside looking in, and they're going to be our next matchup. So whatever it was that was the problem today, that's got to be it. We've got to shake that off, get back on top against the Bengals, get the win. Hopefully we get some help with teams against the Falcons. Show some dominant play against the Vikings. At least a good, solid game the entire game. Not just the first half, not just the second half, the full game. And then in week 18, we got to come ready to battle. So do not miss out, especially with how much is on the line here late on. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely make sure you tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, plus the state-only challenge, currently Kentucky and Indiana. That one's every Wednesday and Saturday. But we are back again next time on the road, going to Cincy, where we've got to come away with a win against Joe Burrow.